Good afternoon, 2024 matriculants. I will be your tutor this afternoon. This afternoon, we are going to do the Congo essay, which is the case study. Let's quickly look at the key question which has been posed. Mobutu Sese Seko brought positive changes to the Congo through political, economic, and social policies that were introduced immediately after attaining independence in 1960. Critically discuss this statement and use relevant evidence to support your answer. Mobutu Sese Seko was successful to a great extent in bringing positive changes to the Congo through his political and cultural policies, but failed dismally in economic and social policies that were introduced immediately after attaining independence in 1960. The political and social policies had many successes, while the social and economic policies portrayed many failures. The essay will tackle Congo's background, Mobutu Sese Seko political, cultural, economic, and social policies. We'll focus our attention on the background of Congo. Looking at that background, we find that the Congolese were treated as children with no responsibilities in the administration of the government during the Belgian rule. In 1959, there were riots at Leopold, and the colonial master, Belgium, quickly withdrew. There were many political parties representing different regional ethnics that were formed. 120 political parties participated in the 1960 elections. There was no single political party that won the outright majority in these elections. Furthermore, on 30th June 1960, Congo became independent from Belgian rule. Kasavubu became the president and Patrice Lumumba the prime minister. Congo started with a lot of instability. Chombe, the leader of Katanga, a diamond-endowed province, wanting his own independence. Mobutu Sese Seko seized power from President Kasavubu through a coup in 1965. Learners can find that in this particular paragraph, we are just only focusing on the background. Furthermore, Mobutu brought positive changes to the Congo through his political policy because it had many successes. The country held multi-party elections after attaining independence from the Belgian rule. However, it became a one-party state within the first 5 years after attaining its independence. The country continued to hold elections. Mobutu managed to bring political stability in Congo. He managed to stop the Katanga rebellion and gave his country a new constitution, that is, a one-party state. He developed the ideology of Mobutusm. He created a strong centralized government and controlled all appointments, promotions, and allocation of the state budget. He emphasized the importance of Africanization of political system. He regarded democracy as a Western imposition. In Congo, Mobutu Sese Seko remained president for life between 1960s and 1970s. Mobutu took pride in building the nation and vigorously promoted the pride of being a Zaire. So learners can see in this particular paragraph that we are looking at the political policy, and we've already indicated that it had successes. However, they must pay attention to the following paragraph. Inasmuch as we indicated earlier on that this political policy had successes, there were challenges or failures. In Congo, opposition leaders were silenced, imprisoned, and in some cases killed. Mobutu Sese Seko created kleptocracy. that is a group of appointed public officials that abuse their position for financial gains. He was very extravagant and enjoyed expensive clothes. He also built expensive palaces for himself. He aligned himself with the Western Bloc during the Cold War era. As a result, the Congo suffered when it became the center of conflict between USSR and USSR. Mobutu ruled Congo for more than 30 years. Elena could have a closer look again in this particular paragraph, who will find that indeed there were failures in this political policy. Furthermore, Mobutu Sese Seko brought positive changes to the Congo through his cultural policy because it had many successes. The Congolese experienced an improved cultural confidence. A diverse array of cultures continued to exist. Kinshasa was a cultural melting point. The famous singer Le Grand Kale became a famous international star, meaning that Mobutu supported the Congolese music through radio. The clothing styles mixed local Congolese tradition with the influence from Ghana and China, meaning there were successes in the cultural policies because he afforded the opportunity for the cultures to mix. Furthermore, Mobutu Sese Seko promoted education of a small elite. There was a poor education system that did not benefit the Congolese. In 1960, Congo had 14 university graduates out of 14 million people. The education improved after independence in 1960. Primary education and school enrollment rose from 1.6 million to 4.6 million in 1974. The wearing of West-style suits were outlawed by a decree. Mobutu Sese Seko introduced Africanization. He replaced Christian names with African names. For example, the Congo was renamed Zaire. Elizabethville became Lubumbashi in 1971 to show that he was introducing Africanization. However, there were cultural challenges that were faced by the Congolese. Out of 242 languages in Congo, only 5 became official languages. French became the official language of the government. A continued belief in witchcraft resulted in many children being cast out from their families. In a nutshell, Mobutu Sese Seko was successful to a great extent in bringing positive changes to the Congo through his political and cultural policies. We've indicated earlier on that the country held multi-party elections, although later it became a one-party state. Mobutu ruled the country for more than 30 years. He created kleptocracy. Mobutu managed to bring political stability in Congo. He managed to stop the Katanga rebellion. Mobutu took pride in building the nation and vigorously promoted the pride of being a Zairian. Mobutu supported the Congolese music, and radio was used to encourage local music. Kinshasa was a cultural meeting point. As a result, a diverse array of cultures continued to exist. The wearing of West-style suits was outlawed by a decree. He introduced a decree emphasizing down with suits. Mobutu introduced Africanization, whereby he replaced Christian names with African names. For example, Congo was renamed Zaire. Learners must be able to know that in this particular lesson, we emphasize that there were positives in political and cultural policies. In as much as we indicated that, we also indicated that there were also failures. For example, in the social policies, where we indicated that out of 242 languages, only 5 languages were made official. As well as we indicated that in as much as he created political stability, there were also political challenges where oppositions were silenced and killed. Thank you very much for lending me your ears.